Hi friends, Tracy here from the Sewing Channel. You are going to learn in this video why I had to pull out my permanent black magic marker and yes, write on my quilt. Oh yeah. I show you from start to finish how to use pool noodles to baste your quilt. And you know I turned my Juki home sewing machine on its side so that I could put some awesome custom quilting on my brand new pattern, Hey Boo. There is a pattern available for this quilt. It's a one-page pattern. I give you all the fabric requirements, what's needed. I also give you a chart here of how many pieces and parts you need for that particular block. With this one-page download and this tutorial, you, my friend, are going to be successful. Enough talking already. Let's get busy making my newest pattern, Hey Boo, is to grab up all of your fall fabric. My fall fabric, well, it's in this bag right here, as you can see. And you know what, I don't do much to it. It's not much maintenance at all. I just throw it in this bag, and when I need it, I pull this bag out. The first thing you're gonna do is cut out a bunch of squares with all of this fabric. Lighter oranges. I had some burnt oranges. Here's another light one. And it didn't matter what the print was either that's on it. Look at that one. It even has a little bit of green and yellow in it. Anything goes, really, but I tried to stay more orangey. Like this one, it had like hints of orange in it, kind of, maybe not, but to my eye, it worked in this quilt. We're going to put 9 blocks together. The 3 in the center column here are going to be 4.5 by 5.5. The 3 on the side are going to be 4.5 inches square. Fold it in half, and you're going to find the middle of the top and the bottom. I'm just going to mark it just so I know. You're going to take a 13-inch by 13-inch square piece of black fabric. All I've done prior to cutting this was simply just fold that 13-inch piece of fabric, the square, in half, just like this. Here's the fold. I'm going to come in 1.25 inches in and mark it. Come up here and note the middle. Then I'm going to draw a line right from this point to this point, and then I'm going to slice it while it's folded. Take this piece and put it in the scrap bin because you know we're not going to use it. And then you're going to open that up, and then you should have a triangle like so. Find the top and the mark here. And I'm going to lay this right here so that center point is pointing right at the center here, and I'm going to come down about 1/4 inches, just about there. Like I'm going to leave a space right here. And then I'm going to find the center here, that crease mark that I made within the black fabric, the bottom, and I'm going to make sure that it lines up with that mark on my colored fabric. When all looks good, use the black fabric as your template. Line it up right along the edge there, and then you're going to slice. Flip it toward me so I can see what I'm doing. And slice. So this is what you should have right here. If I lift that up, this you can throw in your scrap bin. Line this up. The first piece you're going to attach on is this funny looking end right here without the tip on it. And we're going to line up where it squares off right there, or that point right here. And then I'm going to flip this over and line everything up, and then I'm going to pin. I'm going to sew 1/4 inch. Once you have this piece sewn on right here, then you're going to come over here and you're going to follow this line. This will help you, friends, so make sure you do this part. And you're going to cut this little bit off right here, just like so. Lay this up here, and you're going to have a 1/4 inch hang off right here. You can see right there, little dog ear there. So once you sew the other side on, it should look like this. See how there's a V shape going up, like a slant going up there. And then you're going to check and make sure that you are indeed at 4 inches. Trim this black piece off and slice. She has a lot of sass with these eyes. So these are the pieces and parts that you will need to make one eyeball. But remember, you're going to need 2 eyeballs, as if I had to say that, right? You're going to need 4 half square triangles with the other part black and 1 colorful fabric. And you're going to need 4 of a different colorful fall fabric. 2 of these right here to snowball the bottoms of the eyeballs. Fold these in half and give them a press. And then you're going to lay them right here on the corner. And I'm going to lay that right there. I'm going to open this up right here and I'm going to pin this in place. You're going to take it to your sewing machine and you're going to sew directly on that line and directly on that line. Now that you've sewn this on, you can push these down and you can give those a good hot press. So once you have those pressed down, you should have something that looks like that. Then you're just going to open up the top layer, lay your ruler down and mark a 1/4 inch with your ruler right on that seam that you just sewed, leaving a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then slice. And you should have those for the bin. And then if I put that like that, you can see that that is nice and snowballed off. And you're gonna cut this one off too. Now you just need to figure out how you're going to put this all together. And there you have one sassy little eyeball ready to go. We're gonna go with these super simple blocks right here. They mimic some jagged teeth. Exactly what I was going for. 5 black squares at 6 inches. And you're gonna need 5 different colored squares, not all the same. And then you're also going to need 5 black squares at 5.5 inches. So what you're gonna do first is take and make some half square triangles. So we're gonna lay this right sides together, the 6-inch block. We're gonna lay our ruler down from corner to corner and we're gonna make a mark, corner to corner. And then what I want you to do is take it to your sewing machine and sew a 1/4 inch on that side and a 1/4 inch on that side, leaving that line open. So once you have it all sewn up on both sides, then you're simply going to come in, lay your ruler down on the line that you marked initially, and then you're just going to slice it right down the center, corner to corner. So next you're going to shift this block this way so the line is going across, side to side. And then you're going to take and put your 5.5 inch square down right sides together. Add your ruler in corner to corner and you're going to be making a line right across that line that's going this way. So you're going to do the same thing we did in the last step. You're going to sew a 1/4 inch on that side and a 1/4 inch on that side. And you're left with this when you're done sewing, and then you're going to take your ruler again, lay it down corner to corner, and then you're going to simply just slice right on that line that you marked earlier. And like that. I'm going to do a hot press. I'll be right back. So now you've ended up with this right here. You need to take these down to 4.5 inches. And there I have 2 identical teeth. So let me show you how to assemble all of the jagged teeth for your pumpkin quilts. These are just some mock-ups that I had left over. These are all different colors of black too, so you don't really want that unless that's what you're going for. And also, I would not put 2 that are the same because remember we have duplicates on these. I would not put 2 that are the same color next to each other. I would split them up. You want this going this way so the slant goes this way so he looks like or she looks like they're smiling. Colored fabric here and another colored fabric would be right here on the other side of that. And same with this one. So you're going up. So you're stacking the smile. And then so it would be like that. Yeah. I think. I can't remember. This is the top right corner or cornerstone, so to speak, in this quilt. And here are the pieces and parts that we're going to put together that make this square and this square. See here, I've attached these 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and attach this section right here to the square to nest these seams. You should have 4 of these for your quilt, 1 for each corner. I wanted to share this tip with a lot of you quilters out there who have trouble sewing rows together straight-ish. I know I have a lot of trouble with it. Early on, I learned to chunk my blocks together and then sew the bigger picture together. Let me show you what I mean. Once I have the eyes all done, I create its own separate block here and over here. The nose, remember here, was just these 9 blocks right here. And then I just added those to it, chunking it up to that block. And then I made this chunk over here that did incorporate part of the mouth in there too. And then you can see here the cornerstones are all sewn up on all 4 sides. And then I've chunked this together. So what I've created is just chunks of little blocks together. And what that does is make it a lot easier to sew this all together. So then you just have the one big long seam here and here and here when you do go to sew it together. That's how I easily get through this process without a major headache and without a lot of, wavy seams, if you know what I mean, which I think you might. Now that didn't take long, did it? Now that this is all sewn up, I am going to put some borders on, and I may just round the corner, so stay tuned. Now, if you don't quite understand when this video is over how to baste your quilt with pool noodles, watch the full tutorial on this quilt. You will totally get the picture then. I kind of go really quick through it here, but the first thing you're going to do is grab some pool noodles, connect them together, and you're going to roll 3 separate rolls, your backing, batting, and your quilt top. And they're all going to be rolled up on these pool noodles or a dowel or something similar that you might have on hand already at home. I did connect those pool noodles together with tape so that way it made them longer. Once you have all the rolls up, you're then going to lay them back on your table in the order that they go. Backing down first, and you can see I'm spraying the edge. You must always connect the edges first, the ends, so to speak, or the top or the bottom of the quilt first, and then you can roll out and connect everything together. So that's what I'm doing right here, right now, is just taking some spray adhesive and connecting all 3 layers together, anchoring them so they are one. And then I'm going to lay that pool noodle down like you see me do, and I'm going to pin it, and I'm going to add those 3 layers onto that pool noodle. Then I'm going to roll the other 3 layers back and then work in front of me there like you see me doing, spray basting and rolling them on top of each other, starting with the bottom backing, then the batting, and then the quilt top. And you can see here, I'm going to roll it all up together as one. It just keeps everything really nice and neat. But you do have to make sure, however, that everything is nice and flat. You can see I check it before I spray it, and then I spread really, really good with my hands to make sure that there's no bubbles or, pulls or anything like that. All the while, I'm still rolling up all 3 layers together onto one. There, my Juki is on its side, and I have some wall hooks, some twill tape coming down from that, and the quilt itself is held with binder clips, so that way there's no drag when I go to free motion quilt this. I also have a couple of tables off to the side there. Just imagine though that Hey Boo is on here and not my last quilt. But I did want to make sure that I put a visual in here. And all the links to my Juki and all the information is down in the information box below. Go ahead, check it out. I get all of my Juki stuff from Juki Junkies because they're the absolute best. Now, when I went to go free motion quilt, I wanted black on the front and white on the back. Well, that didn't work out so great for me because I could still see some of that white on that very stark black, meaning I could see the thread. And so once I went to heat erase all of my registration marks, I could see it, and I did not like it at all. So, yep, I grabbed my black Sharpie and I just covered up those white spots. And it totally worked, friends. And hopefully it's not going to wash out. And if it does, I'll just re-grab that Sharpie again and do it all over again. But here I'm just putting on the binding, and I do go through all the binding on the full tutorial, the entire binding, how to connect it with that viral hack and all that, and how to do the round corners and, you know, all the things that have to deal with binding. I totally show you in the full version. So this is just the quickie version. So once I sewed the binding on the back, then it was time to flip it and sew it on to the front. Before I show you her, do me a favor, click that like button and share the link of this video to your favorite quilting friend. Without further ado, hey boo. Oh my word, I can tell you this right now, I absolutely love that fussy cut binding that I put around this quilt. And the rounded corners, perfect. The eyelashes, love it. Oh yeah, I love Hey Boo. I hope you do too. Take a look at your screen right now. If you enjoyed today's video, then you are sure to enjoy the video that I have handpicked for you. Go ahead, click on it so we can keep learning together. Until next time on the Sewing Channel, take care.